Hello and welcome to the Tinkercards video gallery. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Via Memory Keeper's flower punch board to make a little treat bag like the one I've got in my hand, which you can use for just some little sweets or bits and pieces of jewellery, some earrings or a gift card or something like that. And I haven't filled this one here yet. This one is made of vellum. For the purpose of demonstrating, I just use some plain white card to make the envelope itself, and then the tutorial for the actual photo tutorial for this one here that I got in my hand will be on my blog soon. Right, let's get started. So I got a piece of A5 card, so that's about 21 centimeters across and about 14.85 millimeters, centimeters down the side. But you can do them in approximately any size. It's just that's the size that I used for my little vellum envelope. Okay. So the reason why I've chosen the flower punch board is because you got straight in the middle here, you got your score line, and the punch itself is a bit like a notcher to go in. I tend to look at my my punch boards a bit that rather than just doing what I do, what they're meant to do for us, the type of punch. And what I can do with it. So this one here is actually quite nice because it gives you the rounded corners to do these type of little bags. So let's pop that here. So all I did was quite easily I butted my piece of card up against the top and against the left hand side, and then I just punched a notch, and then I did do my score line up, and then I just flipped it over, made sure that I had it butted up again against the edge. And as you can see here, it's not right in the middle where your score line will be, where the score line is. It's sort of like just outside, sort of not outside, sort of if you call this bit in between the two here the inside, it's just to the inside of your left hand notch, just there, but I'm just pointing with the tool. So that's why it's quite important to just keep it buttered up in the same way as you'd done it the other way, otherwise your punched bits won't line up. So we punch that again, right, and that's number one, as you can see. So they're perfectly lined up. Now I'm going to line this bit here up with my outer edge on the left. So just quickly. So yeah, that's on here. And I'm going to do my score line and punch. And then I'm going to align it again, flip over. So you can always make sure at the bottom edge here that the groove for the scoring is actually aligned with your scored line, and then you punch. Okay, so that is one, and we'll be trimming this bit here off a little bit because it doesn't need to be quite as wide, but just wanted to keep it easy rather than doing lines and stuff. So all we need to do next is to no, we don't have to. Yeah, the easiest might be just to sort of punch these round as well. Then you can, then you've got time to play with whichever one you want to have your flaps, and it will be easier to cut them off later on as well. So you line them up up against your score line here, and the groove for scoring. I mean, line that up and then just punch, and you got your rounded edge, and then you flip it over and do exactly the same, line it up and punch. Right, so that's your basic piece of card that is punched now. So let me just move this out of the way because we won't need that anymore. And next we're going to go to something a bit more old-fashioned. Your good old sort of cutting mat, ruler and knife. So we're going to trim this here back a little bit. You could do that with a paper trimmer as well, but I thought I have this out now, so I might as well use it. So what I tend to do is I butt it up, make sure that it's properly equally butted up against one of my lines here, and then I'm going to take it down to about here. So make sure that your ruler is buttered up in the same way, and then you just run your knife along and cut it off. That's it. Okay, so next all you need to do is you need to decide which one of these flaps you want to have folding across. So we'll be cutting this off anyway on that side. And I would like the middle one to come across. So we'll be cutting this off and we'll be cutting that off. So let's just do that. So I'm just going to make sure that my top edges here are up against a line again, so that my cuts are getting straight, of course. So, and now these ones here will be some sort of guiding lines for me. And I got my lines on the mat as well. So that's pretty much it. Just make sure. Okay, so we said we are going to take this bit off, and we're going to take this bit off. That's that. Okay. So, and then we're going to flip it over again and just take the other bits off. These two. And then our basic shape is ready. So again, I'm making sure that they're pretty much aligned straight, and then that will give me a straight line then later on to fold it up and just stick it together really. So this goes in here. That's that. And then this one here is next. Just go for it. If you don't want to use the flower punch board, or you haven't got one, you could probably do something very similar with the envelope punch board. Just measure it up, and these notches will be slightly smaller, so the flap won't be quite as big. I'm also planning on turning this in a template, which I can email to people if should they want to. Okay, so this is your basic shape then for the little treat bag. So all you need to do is you will need to add a score line here and here. So let's just get the flower board for that again, actually, because you got it all in one there. And I'd forgotten about this, because when I did the vellum bag, I just simply folded it over, but with card it's easier to use a scored line. So what you would do is align it and hold it in place, because you haven't got anywhere to butt it up against. You can see I've pretty much aligned it equally along the line. You can always run your tool across to sort of move the card a little bit, and then all you do is you just go across. There you go. And let's do it here again. You can actually butt it on this side, you can butt it up against the left hand edge there where the punch is. And right, just go for it, and then you've got your score lines for your folds. So that gives you the basic pocket size. and then all you have to do is fold it all over. If you wanted to, you could cut these edges as well, as sort of into a slight V shape, sort of with a slight angle, but they're okay as they are. So you fold that across, you fold that across. Now you got different ways of folding your card holder. Now you could put these in, fold that up, and you get like a little envelope, in which case you could just round these corners, and you could fill it like this and then just have it as an envelope. The other thing you could do is fold it up like this, which is what I did with my little treat bag. Not quite, yeah, I think I had a join on my left. So, or fold it up like this if you wanted both of these, and then you could maybe punch like a little holes in and attach it with a piece of sort of with a string across and tie a bow in the middle. So it gives you a really nice shape to play around with. Yeah, as you can see here, I just got this one back, so I chose to do it, to fold these in and just have it like that, and then I had my pocket there. So that's quite easy to do and easy to use. And I think that's pretty much it. You can decorate it any way you want and just have fun. So I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial today, and how I made this this little gift card holder. Let's call it gift card holder. Sorry, I'm getting my tongue in a twist here. I'll have a photo tutorial ready for you on Thursday the 3rd of December, and it's going live at midday Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so that's it for me for today, and I hope you had fun, enjoy, and happy crafting. Thank you for watching. Bye.